Welcome back to South Boston for the South Boston 150 here on Speed. About ready for the restart on lap 23. Darrell Wallace Jr. in front of Brett Moffitt. Sergio Pena just behind him in third. Good restart for Moffitt and Darrell Wallace Jr. holding on to those top two spots.
Thought for a second that Sergio Pena may be able to get underneath Brett Moffitt. Wasn't able to do it.
Matt DiBenedetto in the 15 just behind Sergio Pena. You know, in early 2010, the Toyota All-Star Showdown, Sergio Pena battled with Joey Logano for the win, and it ended up where Joey Logano edged him out. But we really thought that Sergio Pena was going to have a phenomenal 2010, and he ended up with the best finish of 6th last year.
It didn't quite pan out for Sergio Pena, but he came out of nowhere in that showdown. But new crew chief on board this year, Eric Holmes, championship-winning crew chief from the West, came over here now as Sergio Pena's crew chief, Matt Gosselin. So good experience on top of the pit box. So maybe that'll be the difference.
Good turnaround for Sergio Pena. Darrell Wallace Jr. wants to keep the momentum going that he has. He's already got 2 wins in the K&N Pro Series East. Now a good battle on the inside. Ryan Gifford trying to take the spot away from Coleman Presley.
Good battle. Coleman made his debut at Greenville in the series with a great runner-up finish.
22-year-old on the outside, Coleman Presley. Ryan Gifford on the inside, also 22, out of West Winchester, Tennessee.
It's Andrew Smith, the 62 car, right in front of these two.
Looks like Coleman Presley's going to hold on to the spot. Ryan Gifford trying to get a nose back underneath, but can't do it.
Ryan has a couple top 5 finishes here. Has a runner-up finish in 2009, and then finished 4th in this race last year.
Running strong with the Toyota, just behind Coleman Presley.
It's Michael Cherry, the 8 car, up in front of the 62 of Andrew Smith.
And we're seeing Coleman Presley look to the inside of Smith. Now, out front, you still see a big lead. Darrell Wallace Jr., as we've completed 30 laps of the 150 scheduled. Just a 60-mile race. This is really a sprint, Phil.
It really is. And, you know, it seems like once we get racing, that gap from first to second is about the same the entire time. So those guys may be just riding a little bit.
And Andrew Smith just in front of Coleman Presley. Looks like Smith might be slowed down just a bit by that 8 of Cherry.
14 of Coleman Presley is part of a new 3-car team, X-Team Racing. He, along with Matt DiBenedetto and Alex Bowman, made their debut at Greenville, all 3 finishing in the top 5. What an impressive performance.
Right out of the gate, you see Cherry just in front. That 62 of Andrew Smith. And then Coleman Presley in the 14. You had mentioned earlier the yellow line, just a suggestion.
Yeah,
a lot of those guys aren't adhering to that suggestion. Cutting the corner as they come out of both 2 and 4.
See, Andrew Smith, his best finish last year came at Lee, New Hampshire, with a 6th place run. You search for grip wherever it is on the racetrack. We came here back with the Busch cars back in the day, back in the late 90s, and we ran the top of the racetrack. And then now these guys are running right around the bottom.
Darrell Wallace Jr. has been out front every lap. Brett Moffitt still giving chase, but still about 5 car lengths back from him.
You know, that's amazing. That's not much of a gap right there, but that's about a half a straightaway.
At this racetrack, it is. Eddie McDonald in front of that 9 of Chase Elliott. Again, Chase Elliott just 15 years old, chasing down Eddie McDonald.
That's Ben Kennedy right behind Chase Elliott. Remember, we met him in our bio blast here a little while ago before the start of this race.
The difference in age between the 71 and the 9, he's half his age. Eddie McDonald's 30 years old, Chase Elliott 15.
New rule this year for the K&N Pro Series East and West. They allowed 15-year-olds, and we've had 15-year-olds run in the West Series as well.
Right now it's Chase Elliott trying to be the star of the East as he chases down Eddie McDonald.
We saw Eddie McDonald racing with Benny Gordon a little bit earlier. Benny's been able to get by Eddie and move up to the back of that next pack right behind the 2 of Ryan Gifford.
A lot of yellow stripes on the back bumpers of these race cars, indicating rookie status. A lot of drivers trying to use this series to move up the race.
Trouble.
Problem on the racetrack. Zach Germain gets turned around going into turn 1.
That was right in front of our leaders, Darrell Wallace Jr., Brett Moffitt getting by. Let's take a look see what happened to Zach Germain here coming off turn number 4. See, right in the middle of our screen there may have been a little bit of contact. That's the 51 of Brandon Haley getting by. Not necessarily, but could have been.
He was right behind Zach Germain as he was going into turn number 4. That brings out our second caution. Quick break, and we'll be right back. Getting ready for the restart. Darrell Wallace Jr. on the inside. Brett Moffitt on the outside. Sergio Pena and Matt DiBenedetto making up row number 2. Green flag back in the air. Another great restart for Darrell Wallace Jr.
Darrell Wallace Jr. has been on it on these restarts. Sergio Pena now inside of Brett Moffitt, side by side for second.
Trying to take the position away. Sergio Pena has the preferred line right there on the yellow line as they battle for second. Here comes Brett Moffitt. Surges off of turn number 4 and takes the spot back.
That 00 has been strong, and you see him all the way down below the yellow line down on this end of the racetrack. And then he was able to get the advantage on Pena from on the outside and the other end. Now looks to the inside of Darrell Wallace Jr. for the lead.
Trying to take the top spot away. Darrell Wallace Jr. has it. Here comes Brett Moffitt. Found something on the bottom of this racetrack.
It's almost like Brett Moffitt says, okay, I've been riding, and now it's time to go.
Shadowing the tire marks all the way around this racetrack for almost 40 laps, and now trying to take that top spot away. Darrell Wallace Jr. still with the top spot. Michael Cherry on the outside of Coleman Presley in the 14.
They're side by side right behind the 62 of Andrew Smith. There's Ryan Gifford, the 2 car. Another one of the Revolution cars, teammate to the 8 of Michael Cherry.
Ryan Gifford trying to get by that 8 of Michael Cherry.
There's Benny Gordon, the 66, Chase Elliott in the 9. All racing up inside the top 10.
These two going for the ace. Oh, contact. Ryan Gifford gets into the back of the 8, and Cherry goes around. Well, I guess that's one way to take the spot away.
And it's his teammate.
He spins his teammate to take the spot. Take another look.
Good hard racing here. Looks like Ryan Gifford is able to get in the throttle just a little bit quicker than Michael Cherry. That's all it took was that slight nudge.
So Gifford gets into the 8s. The 8 goes around. No contact with the barrier. So he'll come on to pit road. A little confusion on pit road between he and the 12 of Daniel Suarez. When we come back, green flag will fly once again.